The Bay of Franks lies just outside Stronsay's main port, the village of Whitehall. In the past, this sheltered and shallow natural harbour was a major herring port. In the middle of the bay lies the wreck of a coal barge, and at its northwest corner is a tidal lagoon known as the Oise of Houp. The shallow, sheltered waters and rich biodiversity of the Oise and the bay mark them an excellent area to explore by snorkelling or diving. The bay is easily accessible from its shores, which are made up of a mixture of seaweed-covered rocks and stretches of muddy sand. Launching into the water, the world is immediately transformed. Muddy sands, pockmarked by the casts of burrowing marine worms, create a moonlight cratered seascape, while other areas have seaweed-covered bedrock and boulders. Underwater photography is a great way to record what you see, so let's duck down, take a closer look and explore some of the bay's marine habitats. In the shallowest and most sheltered waters, you can encounter lush beds of seagrass, one of very few marine flowering plants. Known in Orkney dialect as mallow or mallock, seagrass provides a favoured habitat for sea slugs, juvenile fish and many other sea creatures. In these sheltered areas we also find balls of unattached seaweeds that rest in the calm waters of the bay. There are also patches of merle, a type of red seaweed or alga with a hard branching coral-like structure. Merle is often home to other animals like these two snakelox anemones. The Bay of Franks is one of the few places in Orkney where you can find this species of anemone, as Orkney is the northern limit to its range. The snakelox anemone can be thought of as a climate change indicator species. If the numbers of this anemone increase in Orkney, it may well suggest that sea temperatures are rising. In slightly deeper waters there are large stands of seaweeds, including the velvety green codium, also known as velvet horn. This is relatively scarce in the rest of the UK. The shallow open waters of the Bay of Franks provide excellent foraging opportunities for seals. Seals hunt all kinds of fish and also prey on crabs and other seabed creatures. Crabs are everywhere in these shallow waters. Some pick out food items for the sand, while others search the seabed for anything edible. Some sit and watch, while others are fighting. Lying in the middle of the Bay of Franks is a large shipwreck that creates a totally different habitat for marine life. Sitting in very shallow water, the wreck is easy to explore. The wreck is a 1930s coal barge which broke free from its moorings and came to rest at its present location in about 5 metres of water. The communities of plants and animals that have developed on and around the wreck add to the local biodiversity. The wreck shelters juvenile fish and provides a lair for this lobster. A velvet swimming crab moves for the wreck to some debris of creels and rope that have become snagged under the barge's hull. seagrass beds and wrecks are not the only biodiversity hotspots in this area. At the northwest of the Bay of Franks lies the Oise of Hupe, Oise being a word from the Old Norse language meaning the mouth of a burn or river. The tides ebb and flood through its narrow entrance, emptying and filling the basin twice a day. This swift tidal flow in the Narrows creates a dynamic habitat, rich with the brown seaweeds, sea oak and bootlace weed, or as it's known in Orkney dialect, drew. Over time, the tidal flows have swept away the finer seabed sediments, leaving a coarse, pebbly matrix behind. Once through the narrow entrance to the Oise, we enter its deeper tidal lagoon. Inside, the water is calm, allowing bootlace-like strings of seaweed to grow up to the surface at high water. At Stronsay's Bay of Franks, the farmland and the sea lie side by side, different worlds above and below the sea surface, where cows and the seals can look one another in the eye. An amazing, varied and colourful world awaits us just below the sea surface. So why not put on a wetsuit, don mask and snorkel and get exploring.